Yeah.
What are you doing? You gotta talk?
Hey, it's your boy.
Skinny penis. Anyway. Tangential Exchange. But yeah,
What's up?
What's going on? Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you?
I'm wearing Louis.
I didn't ask that.
Louis and Susan and
Susan?
you don't know that? Prada. You wouldn't get it.
Like Louis Vuitton, is that what you're talking about?
Sure, man.
Some shit? What is Louis Vuitton?
Walk a mile on these Louboutins.
What is that? Is that a song?
Sure.
What are you referencing? Anyway, that's Trip. And I'm Alex.
Hey, yeah, we know you.
I haven't like done a million of these things. What are we here to talk about?
Oh man, I'm so tired. We went to a concert. What was it?
Jumpsuit. It was 21 Pilot.
Jumpsuit.
21 Pilot, just the one pilot, not both of them.
Mm-hmm.
It was the 21 Pilots concert.
It was a big old stadium. It was cool.
Yeah, the PNC Arena.
Yeah, but
You said you've been before or no?
I never been to that one. No.
It was in, well, we don't have to get too specific. You look it up.
It's a big, like, basketball field with a whole circle ring goes around where everyone can sit around it. So it was cool.
Yeah, we got, like, the nosebleeds because that's what I could get at the time. But yeah, anyway, you guys didn't need to know that. But anyway, it was our first time being on the road, just the two of us.
That's right. Little trip adventure. Way.
With Trip.
Way.
Way?
Ice Age song.
What is that? What are you doing? I'm
It's
so
a song in
confused.
Ice Age. Whatever.
Way?
Don't worry about it.
the
man.
way.
Don't worry about
Is
it.
that
Yeah,
is that
that's the
from
one.
Matilda?
No.
It's on the
It's
way.
Ice Way. Yeah, I mean, it might have been
It's
Matilda.
not way. What is way?
I'm just saying words. It's from Ice Age.
Everything you're
Go-
saying is
go-
words.
go-
That's
go
You
Google
describe
Ice Age.
conversations.
The song from
Google
Ice
Ice Age.
Yeah.
Wait, the movie or the event, the historical event?
Scrap it.
You know what? Let's just throw this. Let's just. You know what? It's not proper TTE if we don't like address that. Like we need to scrap this episode.
Scrap it.
And no, I don't. But yeah, we're here. We're here at Your Tech again. We're here at a little location because the other place was busy. So
It's nice weather out there. That's good.
it's a little hot, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we were going to get into our experience at because we obviously enjoyed the show, right?
Clearly.
But what happened after that?
That was a dope show, and then we got out and it started pouring down rain. So we were stuck in the rain, and
And it was cold.
we were freezing, and like I think I have like hypothermia. So I've been
I
like,
think you have a cold. Let's not be
yeah,
too dramatic.
I think I got a cold from it because we were in the rain for a good minute. So, and then we got into a sketchy.
Well, hold on. Let's build the story.
All right,
So
continue.
we were waiting, and they kept making us move because there was apparently like this first time being to this arena, so like we've never been before.
They're like the Uber Lyft drive is over there.
Yeah, they kept redirecting us because we were trying to go to the place that was the most convenient. Also, it was not cheap to do this, but surprisingly, I know you guys were surprised, like a busy event.
Surprise.
But so it was raining and cold, and it kept getting later and later and later until it was like they kept making us move. So they made us move over to where the drop-off spot was, and we were getting rained on. And then eventually they were like, hey, we know you guys are trying to stay out of the rain, but you guys need to move over to the light tower. So they were just moving us like around everywhere. We had 3 different, because it was raining, and I was trying to like look at my phone, and because it was like soaked with like rain, like raindrops keep hitting, it was hard for me to like use the touch screen. That's one of the flaws, by the way. Like Steve Jobs, you fucked up. Like we should have one where it's the flip phones, because you know what would not have been a problem? The little keyboard, the buttons that would not have been affected by the rain. But yeah, anyway.
3 of them canceled, and then one driver just randomly showed up. Was like, "You guys need a ride?"
Yeah, I was building to that. But like
Sorry.
one of them, I called a lady. I'm not gonna say her name on this because privacy. But I called her because we were getting desperate at this point. Like, I was shivering. It was really cold.
That was bad.
And so, like, a bunch of people had already left. Like, the crowd had kind of whittled down a bit to where we were, like, one of the last few. And so, before that, though, there was a guy that he was chill, but, like, kind of seemed like he wanted to tag along with us. And I was like, I don't really know you.
All his lines were like, "Oh man, I just want to get anywhere away from here. It doesn't really matter the destination. Just like, come on. So it kind
of seems like he wanted to party / tag along with anyone that was out there.
Yeah, I was like, if you want to ride, just say it. But he wasn't saying it. He was like working around it. So I was like, I'm not gonna ask.
I'm like,
you.
also because he was asking us stuff like, I mean, like the guy was chill for the most. Like I don't know, like it just in case he ever does discover this, it's like he was chill.
Yeah, he was definitely chill.
But like he was just like saying like he's like, oh well, where are you guys going? And it's like we're going back to our place because like we were tired. Like it was late. It was midnight. But so anyway, so eventually he's like, well, I'm just gonna walk up the road because he was asking us. He's like, oh, where's like the chill like spots? I'm like, dude, I don't live here. I don't know. And so eventually he gets bored, I guess, and he's like, I'm just gonna walk over to like another location and have him pick me up from over there. So he goes and does that, and then we're waiting. I call the lady because I'm like, I'm not gonna have another person cancel on me. Let me call her. And so she could barely hear me. I should have put it on speaker, but I was talking to her and I was just like, hey. So like we're over here. You were wearing like an orange like kind of mesh shirt, so I was like, we're over at the official like drop off. That was the other thing, is they kept telling us over and over again. Like we described and she said, okay, I'll look out for that. But like they kept saying like, oh well, the Uber people should know where the drop off is. If that were true, multiple people wanted to cancel on me, and also I tried to move the point to where it was where we were actually at, and it wouldn't let me do it. So like I was panicking at this point. So right when I was panicking, I was complaining to Trip. Trip was tired of hearing about it. He was just like, man, this guy, shut the fuck up. But it's just like, I was like, okay, dude. Like I was almost like desperate enough where I'm like, dude, if there's somebody and like somebody doesn't get picked up, we'll just take that one. Because I was ready to go home.
Uber,
yeah, and so like this guy pulls up. And like he has like a Lyft Uber thing on the front of his thing, like in kind of like with the lights on the rim of it. And so he's like saying, "Hey, you guys need a ride," and we were just like, I was like, dude, like I don't know if this other person is even gonna really find us. So like this guy's right here.
Yeah. I'm
tired. I want to go back to the hotel. Let's go. And so we're riding with this guy, and again, if he ever listens to this, like. It ended up being chill, but like also like context, like it was one of those situations. So we get in, we don't have his Uber thing, like we didn't change it to whatever his Uber like account stuff was.
Yeah, like it was like under the table where it's like, hey, I'll just give you a ride and we don't have to put it on the Lyft thing. So
yeah, and he didn't say that till we actually got there because like we were riding and he was basically complaining a lot. And I mean, like, you know, Uber and Lyft don't really take care of their workers, so like fair enough. Like I'd heard that complaint before from like other people, but like so we're riding and I have some moments where it's like one of those things where it was out of desperation because like I was cold and wet and I was just ready to be back in the hotel. It was getting later and later.
You would jump in the candy van if you were so desperate.
if they said they gave me a ride home, I probably would. You're probably right. But yeah, so like we get in there and then I kind of like he's chill for the most part, but like we're riding. And he's like complaining about this stuff, and I noticed that we're going down some areas where I'm like, okay, like in the back of my head, because I'm always kind of paranoid with like strangers and stuff. So like I don't know, like so I at one point thinking like, okay, like I was thinking in my head like maybe I should look over and see where the GPS is taking him. But I was like, whatever. I'm like, worst case scenario, I actually pull up my GPS and make sure we're going to the place we actually told him. And luckily, it ended up working out. We finally start recognizing, because I was looking for landmarks the whole time. You didn't tell me this, but apparently you had your doubts, but you didn't say anything. So, like...
Well, yeah, I think it, like, just him showing up and just being like, hey, I'll just give you a ride and we won't put it on the app, made me feel weird.
He didn't say that at first.
No, I'm saying the vibe I was getting, because he was just like, hey, I'll give you a ride. And I was like, you could... I mean, there's a scenario where you could easily get a Lyft symbol and just drive around big, exciting like concerts and be like, "Hey, look, you need a ride." And
yeah, he could have been a former worker for them.
Or it could have just been a guy with just a fake Lyft symbol.
Because it looked kind of weird, right, with the neon lights around it, maybe.
I never looked too hard at the Lyft.
I looked first to see if that was there, because if it was just some random car.
Well, I saw it, but I was like, does this look official? I don't know. It probably was, but like. it was weird that it was off under the table, and it was also like.
Well, he also charged us more than we were gonna get charged.
And he charges more than a normal one would have been.
Because like at the most, the ride was like $69. It was like a 20-minute ride, and the reason it was so high, one, because it was later, but two, it's around the concert venue. Yeah. So like, we get in the car, and I'm like, okay, because in the back of my head, I'm like, if this turns weird, then like I got to be ready to basically like get out of this car.
Tuck and roll.
And so or not even that, just defend myself. So like we get to where I start recognizing shit, and I'm just like, okay, cool. And so we go there, like we finally get to the place, and we get out of the car, and I'm like, okay, like obviously I know, like I'm like, okay, well just give me your Uber stuff. And he's just like, oh, like, how much was the ride? And I was like, $69. And he's just like, I'm like, I can give you 69. He's like, how about like 80? And at this point, it's almost like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I just want to be back in the hotel. So if he had named almost any number, I'd be like, dude, fine. Like, I just want to go to bed.
Just get me out of here.
Yeah, basically anything that would have gotten me out of that situation, I would have just been like, fine. Well, within reason. I'm not going to be like, you have to, I don't know, you have to help me bury this body or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely one of those experiences I would not. We learned a lesson though too. It was like
next time drive yourself there.
Yeah, because the parking was 40, but like it's like next time just drive yourself there. I know it's gonna be a pain in the ass, but like it wasn't even supposed to rain.
Yeah. That
was the thing that like kind of threw me. Is like my mom had mentioned rain, but like I looked at the weather forecast, it said nothing about rain. So like I was assuming it wasn't going to be that bad. If I would have known, we would have brought like a jacket. Yeah,
it would have been much better.
But yeah, we got like kind of going back to the concert a little bit. We got kind of like so $80, like whatever, like that. That's and moving on to the next thing. And so the concert was really cool. We get there. And like, I'm glad, by the way, because like Tripp thought about bringing his like knife just in case.
Yeah.
And like, I'm pretty sure they would have thrown that out because like the first thing we see is like the metal detectors and everything. So,
and at the metal detectors, they had like knives and pepper spray behind it, like somewhere they got their stuff taken.
Yeah, I'm like at the most, like I could see them being at the end of the show, being like, "Come back and we'll give it back to you."
But I also would like that because I'd have to make an extra trip to go get it back.
Yeah.
And how long that would take? Who knows?
Yeah, and that was the thing. I was just like, they're gonna make you like, they're not gonna let you go through with that, like unless it was like a really small venue. But anyway, so we go to the concert. I've never been to a 21 Pilots concert. You said you've been before.
And this is my third time now. It's whatever.
Was it? You said it was a smaller venue. Where was it?
What? For the first one?
21 Pilots.
The first one was at a T-word. Tryon.
Was it in Charlotte?
Yeah, it was in Charlotte. I can't remember the name right now.
Anyway.
But yeah, and then there was another one that was a little bit bigger show. But
I've been to the Fillmore.
It might have been the Fillmore.
Was it that? That's a small venue.
Yeah, I feel like it was around that area.
It's like a bar, but also they have like I saw David Cook there, the musical artist, not Dane Cook, the comedian, but the other guy.
That's where I saw the Cowboy Bebop concert.
Really?
Yeah, at the Fillmore. It was really cool.
That's from my memory, I mean, I haven't been in a minute, but in my head, that's such like a small venue. I'm surprised.
I mean, it was, but it was nice because we felt like we were close to the stage.
But you would think with like it being like that kind of music that they would have it like in some sort of music hall or maybe like.
I guess it just depends on where they are. Like I saw them play in Washington, D.C., and it was a huge.
The
venue.
Cowboy Bebop, you mean?
Yeah, it was a huge venue. So I guess it just depends on where they're at.
They're like, we're not gonna have our big elaborate stuff here.
But it was nice because we were like, about 10 people, away from the stage, so it was nice.
Yeah, what also helped too with the concert, because we were going to try to maybe move around, and like after a while, I think security was kind of like very picky. If we hadn't wanted to do it, we probably should have done it as soon as we got there, but then we'd run the risk of like people...
Someone being like, that's my seat.
Yeah, being like, hey, that's my seat, and then we have to walk all the way to where our actual seats were. We were at like the far corner, but like once the show started, we saw some people moving like just a row over, but the row over kind of made a difference.
Oh yeah, it definitely did, because you could see at least most of the side of the stage. This seats where we were before, you could see like partial stage behind them.
Yeah, that was the thing. It's like...
I was like, well, why are they even giving these seats out?
Yeah, because the screen was like that too, where it's like, okay, well, I mean, I'm be honest, a lot of the concerts I've gone to, have been from a distance where I'm looking at a screen.
Oh yeah, I'm usually in the field or something most time.
I would have loved if it was a field, honestly.
Yeah.
Different kind of concert though, probably.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But it's nice to have seats, I guess. The option to have seats.
They put on a good show.
Oh yeah.
And they had like a lot of pyrotechnics, and I was telling one of the highlights of the night where every time they would let the fire off, like it was so hot we would feel the heat all the way up, and the heat also rises, so maybe that's why we felt it.
Yeah, but we were way far away.
Like, we were way far away.
They were like little specks on the stage, and we could feel the heat. So I was like, they must be feeling it.
Yeah, how much? Oh, they must be sweating right now.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it was cool. At one point, they brought like a random kid up onto the stage, and that was kind of cool. I don't remember what the kid's name is, but yeah, like that was pretty cool. He went up there and
he helped sing.
What song was that? Do you remember? I don't know. It's one of those things where like the whole night I was having so much fun that like it kind of I have a hard time recalling like certain chunks of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were bouncing around and stuff. You would think with like, I guess, kind of like more, I wouldn't say depressing music, but more serious music, you would kind of think like, oh, well, this is going to be a kind of like,
well, I mean,
like chill concert, you know what I mean?
They got those beats, so, you know.
We got the beat, we got the beat. You remember back when you were a teenager in the 60s?
Guitar Hero.
Oh, yeah. I never really played Guitar Hero. What was your first, well, you're more into video games. I mean, also you had siblings, so probably some of them were into some of the older gaming consoles.
Yeah, me.
Yeah, you?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Me. What are you asking? What are you saying?
I'm saying, you let me finish. I was saying, what was your first, like, gaming console?
Ooh. I'd probably say, I think it's Super Nintendo.
You would say, or is it the truth?
I think it's Super Nintendo, but, like, I didn't play it much. I mostly watched my brother.
Switch it up like Nintendo.
So, I would say PlayStation and PlayStation 2. But PlayStation 2, I personally played the most. PlayStation 1, I would play occasionally and mostly watch, my brother play, so.
Bucky.
Yeah, so.
We, like, name dropped him a few times. He ain't probably ever going to even listen to this.
I would say, PS2 felt like more of my first system, but we've had systems before.
Yeah.
Where I kind of just play with them a little bit.
Now, are you like a concert person or like?
I mean, I like them.
Well, are you like a music person? Like, 'cause some people like music is like their thing. You know what I mean?
It depends on the season.
Yeah, because for me, like you know those people though, where like music is like their like
music live,
like their main thing, where like they get so like into like the minutia and like the details of it. Yeah, you like
Medusa,
that, don't you? Minutia.
Magusa.
You're not even trying at this point. Magusta, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But are you like? Because I know for me, I listen to more podcasts than I do actual music. I used to listen to a lot more music when I was younger, but I don't know. Are you more of a music person, or do you like?
I like music.
Are you more of a podcast person? Like, what do you?
If I'm listening to like Spotify or something, it's usually music. So there's occasionally podcasts, but more music, I'd say. So
I'm more of a podcast person. That might be like an isolated thing for me. I don't know. I consume what I like, I guess. That's why I make podcasts, because, like, put my own stuff out there.
I like it.
I like it.
But I recently beat Alien Isolation, so that's cool.
Tell me about that.
You tell me about it.
What's that game? Tell me about it.
It's the Alien game.
It's not the Colonial Marines.
No, not that one.
Terrible game.
Actually, the game was great, but it came out, like, a few months after Colonial Marines, which fucking bombed. And that's why
they lied.
A lot of people didn't buy Isolation because they thought it was the same thing. And that's the same thing happened with Guardians of the Galaxy with the Avengers game.
Have you seen Romulus yet?
No, but I want to. It looks really good.
Sorry, I interrupted you. What were you saying?
What was it? Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy came out, the Marvel game, but it also came out right after Avengers, and everyone hated Avengers. So they didn't give Guardians of the Galaxy a try, but that's actually a really good game. So same with Aliens. Is that
the Telltale one, or is that a different one? They have two. They have two. Though.
Yeah,
they have the Telltale one.
I never played the Telltale one, but I played the Marvel one.
I need to. Telltale's so good, bro.
Oh yeah. Walking Dead season 1 for Telltale.
Perfect, dude. Oh my god. Like I was like, that's the thing. It's like these cartoon-looking characters. Like I was like sobbing, like playing it.
Especially at the end.
Oh my god.
No spoilers.
Dude, it's old.
Yeah.
He dies at the
Shut up!
I'm
don't
sorry.
say it.
I'm sorry.
Just don't say it.
Did you play the later seasons or just the first one?
I only played the first one, but I've heard about the other ones, and they said they're still good.
The second season's good. I think I played the third season. I didn't play the last season, whatever that was.
The Final Frontier or something.
Yeah. Clementine is a good, honestly, hot take. I love the comics to an extent, but I do think that, like, the Walking Dead video game is probably the best.
Yeah, I love their story, for sure. And it's, like, their own thing, too.
And also, they added on stuff, like, they did other, like, side stories. Didn't they do one where it was, like, it's Michonne, that's right.
Yeah.
Like, there was, like, that, it was a DLC, or, it's like a shorter game, maybe.
I can't remember.
Yeah, because Michonne in the comics is, like, a lot of the stuff in the actual, like, books is different than the actual show. You know what I kind of wish?
Right.
Back when that, because I know you remember one of our friends, Robert.
Yeah.
He used to go here, but he had the first volume of Walking Dead, and I remember seeing that with that kind of cartoony style, and I'm like, I'd never seen anything like that, and we were in high school, so I was like, what is that? Like, I was kind of like fascinated by it. And I remember,
the art for Walking Dead is great.
The first one especially, like Charlie Moore.
Yeah.
He's great. And then the other guy, Charlie Adler, I don't know if the other guy, one of them's named something. Anyway, one of them has the last name Moore. But, yeah. So, like, that was one of those things where I saw it. I kind of wish that because they did motion comics at one point, and I don't necessarily want that, but I kind of wish that, because he was telling me, like, oh, they're going to make a series of it soon. I was like, oh, that'd be so cool.
It'd be cool to make an anime one with the same
Anime.
style.
You got where already I was going. I was like, animated, do it black and white with that same color texture to it.
Yeah, that's what they're doing with the new Jinji Ito show. That
Tell me about that. I don't know a lot about it.
It looks like they're keeping the same art style. It's still going to be black and white like the original mangas, so it looks really good. And they're being, like, super faithful with the art style. Because they tried to do Jinji Ito stuff before.
It's hard.
But they say it never captures the essence of it.
That's the thing. I'm glad you brought that up, because that's one of the things about that is that it's very much like, when you watch it, it's like they can get close to the art style of it, but like I've heard a lot of the stuff just doesn't match the tone. I think it's because he writes it so specifically for, like, the printed page that when you try to, like, translate that to another thing, it doesn't quite work because it's, like, formatted for, like, a comic. Basically, kind of like what people say about Watchmen,
right?
Where even though Watchmen has obviously been adapted, they used to call it the unadaptable comic because it hasn't had, like, a perfect version. It's been close. Like, I do like the Zack Snyder movie, but I do think...
Was it showing again?
The show was amazing. Show very much is not an adaptation of it. It's an adaptation of, like, it's like the world, but, like, a few decades later, basically. Like, it's its own original thing.
Gotcha.
But that's why that show works a little bit better. But it's one of those things where there's some aspects of that you just can't adapt. And, like, a lot of, like, the print, like, the prose parts of it. And, like, he tried, like Zack Snyder did, but, like, there's a lot of it that's just... It's designed to take advantage of the comic book medium. Like, it's designed to, like, very specifically be tailored to how the comic book medium is. It's not like Dark Knight Returns. Dark Knight Returns, you can kind of, basically, and I've seen it, like the animated movie, you can kind of just do a one-for-one thing for the most part and it'd be fine. But, like, with stuff like Watchmen, it's so specific to that media form that people struggle with, and that's why they say, like, it obviously can be adapted, and it has, but, like, they call it unadaptable because you can't quite perfectly nail that. And also, I'll use that to kind of funnel into, how are you like a purist with, like, adaptations, or do you kind of give them a little bit of wiggle room with that kind of stuff?
No, I would prefer wiggle room. I feel like if you're putting it into a different media, I mean, as long as you respect the source material, I think it's fun to add new things, like the Walking Dead show, The Boys. They add their own little spins on it. So it makes, like, it's like their own unique thing, but also following the story. So, like what was it, Daryl and a bunch of other characters in Walking Dead were just added for the show, and it made it way cooler.
Yeah.
So,
and that was the thing, too.
And plus it makes it, like, when you read the comics and then you watch the show, you're still, like, surprised by things because they change things. I mean, it's, they do it the right way.
Yeah.
There's ways to mess it up, but if you do it the right way.
Yeah, that's the thing, too, is, like, with, like, some of that stuff, it's just, like, adding original characters to it kind of helps you be on your toes a little bit more, because like you don't, it's like, this is an original character, I don't know, like, you know, if they're gonna die, if they're gonna live, that kind of thing.
And plus Daryl got his own show, so I guess they did something right.
What do you think of that?
Oh, I haven't seen it. I only seen like the first episode, but apparently it's already getting like 2 other seasons, so it's doing something. So that's good.
Yeah, I think Walking Dead fell off at a certain point. And the biggest thing with my issue with that show itself is that you started, and the first season's solid because it's only a few episodes, and like it had a completely different creative director. It had the guy who did I forget what he did, the Mist, the one with Thomas Jane in it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he did that. He was behind that, and there was creative differences, and so like he ended up leaving / getting fired. I don't know if he got fired or if they just kind of parted ways mutually. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm gonna call it creative differences for the sake of this argument.
Yeah.
But yeah. So like he left, and then season 2 was like really slow with like the whole farm thing. And in the comics, there's a lot more happening. It's not just a lot of downtime. Like, you see stuff happening. But with that show, they had, to save on budget, I feel like stuff would happen in the first few episodes, and there would be a long time of just filler stuff where, like, basically nothing happened. And then at the finale, they'd finally ramp up and start doing some action again. And I feel like that's, like, once you start realizing that was their formula, one, it's a boring show. Like, don't write a show where you have, like, a bunch of, if you have to, condense it and only have it be like 10 episodes, because they went off book a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And my thing is, if you're gonna, because a lot of times people will make arbitrary changes just to do it, just so it's different.
Yeah.
And my biggest thing is, if you're gonna do that, make it something that's either more interesting or is better than whatever you're adapting. So like, if you're gonna change something, do it for a reason. Like, don't have it be like...
don't just add stuff just to add stuff. Like, if you have something that can add to the original story...
And make it better.
Yeah.
You know?
But if you just add it just because, like, I want a piece of my stuff in it, then don't do that.
That's the thing. Like, a lot of, like, vain, like, producers will get behind a project and be like, well, I really want... Like, let's use an obvious, easy example here. So you've heard of Wild Wild West, right?
Yep.
So... obviously there's a creative director, producer behind it, and he has this hang-up where he wants a very specific thing. He doesn't care if it fits or not, but he remembers in King Kong, the guy's name is John Peters.
Yeah.
He remembers in King Kong where like a giant spider, like they open up the thing, like the doors to like this place, and a giant spider shows up, and he remembers being like captured. No, it wasn't a giant spider, it was King Kong. Like the doors open and he saw like King Kong right there. He's like, that was a big moment, and he wanted like a giant spider because in his words it was the most deadly animal, that's deadly creature in the animal kingdom is what he says. First off, not accurate, but like whatever. And second off, like he doesn't care, he just wants it. He wanted in the original Superman, that Nicolas Cage movie.
Yeah.
And like they had to rename it something else. But yeah. So anyway, sometimes you get like roundabout way of saying, sometimes you get choices where like they're like, I want this in this script / in this movie. Find a way to work that in, basically.
Well, hell, you are the producer.
Yeah, or like, it's like another example. In Batman Forever, Joel Schumacher wanted a moment where the Batmobile drove up a wall, and he's like, I don't care how you get there, just make that a scene, basically, is what he said.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, it's one of those things where, like, sometimes, and that's the thing that they don't tell you, as a writer, is that sometimes, whenever you're working or collaborating with people, you'll have to make some decisions, and include some stuff that seems like so out of left field, but you just have to, in order to like work properly with any job, no job is a perfect job. Any job, unless you're working by yourself and literally no one else, you're gonna have to like make some compromises, basically. And so like that was one of the things with that.
What a shame.
Yeah. I kind of forgot my point.
Yeah.
Just now.
I got lost in the sauce a little bit.
Yeah, I got lost a little bit. Oh, yeah, adaptations, right.
Yeah.
So, also related to that, are you a fan of the, did you read the Percy Jackson stuff growing up? I forgot you can't read. My bad.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Yeah. I never got into Percy Jackson.
What was your thing? You were Harry Potter?
No, I wasn't Harry Potter either.
What did you read growing up?
There was this book called, Thorg.
Thorg.
Oh, man, I can't remember the name. It had Thor in it. It was like.
The
Oh wait,
comics?
no, I have a picture of it. But it's gonna take me a second. So you.
Oh yeah, you're good. I'll buffer.
You have to fast forward a little bit, yeah.
So Trip is looking.
Sing a song. Come on.
Looking up at his stuff on his phone. Will he find it? I don't know.
It should be close
He's
somewhere.
still looking. I like how I said buffer, and usually that just means people talking, but then you just start singing.
You gotta
He's still looking. We're gonna wait. He's got some cuts on his fingers. I'm really running out of lyrics. Hurry up.
Shut your mouth.
Also, I like how you're cosplaying as like Tyler Joseph from 21 Pilots with the stripes on your arms.
Yeah.
What does that mean, by the way?
He copied me.
Like, what does that mean to you? Because he's never really specified. Were you inspired by that? Trip has like,
Well, I always wanted these, and then I got into 21 Pilots, and I was like, oh, well, now I definitely want them. But,
what does it mean to you? Do you feel comfortable saying that? Or?
Yeah. I mean, like, it's just, it means, like, strength or so. At least for me. But, they're just little lines, so really they can mean anything for you. Like, any of your tattoos can mean. Like, your little lightning bolt, that can mean anything to anyone, but, to you.
Oh, yeah, I think it's Kid Flash, and I'm like, it's the...
What does it mean to you?
It's because, like, whenever I get, like, an idea or anything creative in my head, it, like, lights up, like, basically it lights me up, where I'm just, like, that spark of, like, creativity kind of thing with the original idea.
Yeah, so tattoos can mean anything, but for these, I feel like it means strength, or, like,
And the X, what does the X mean?
Oh, yeah, the X is the unknown, so, it's like the journey of life, because everything's unknown, so...
Interesting.
I feel like that was a good little thing.
What do you mean by that? Everything's unknown, like your future or something?
I mean...
Like, what does that mean?
We don't even know what's going to happen tomorrow, so, I mean, that's kind of what
Is
that is.
That means the uncertainty of the future?
Yeah, well, it's expect the unexpected, always be ready.
Why is it on your wrist? Any particular reason? Or the side of your wrist, I mean?
I just like the area. Originally, I was going to put it right here between my index finger and
that
my
would hurt
thumb.
like crazy.
It wouldn't be that bad, but I thought it was there, but then I was like, I don't know if I want it on the top of my hand, because I might want to put something bigger there. So
or if potentially you got a job where they were weird about tattoos, then like you can always cover it up.
And plus, this is right here where your watch could go.
It reminds me of like the straight edge kind of thing with the X. Where
So Steven had 3 X's for straight edge, because
nice.
him and his brother were super into that, and it was nice. Oh yeah, this is it. Thorgal.
Thorgal, the archer.
Thorgal.
Child of the Stars. Is that like it's a novel?
It's by this Polish artist, and
how'd you discover this? This looks really cool.
It was something that my dad had when he was younger.
Thorgal, by the way, people on the internet, if you want to find it.
Yeah, Thorgal.
I'll spell it for people. It's like how you'd spell Thor and then Gal, like gal, like together.
The first book is Child of the Stars, and it's an old like series, and I feel like a lot of people don't know about it. I talked to someone, they was like, I know that shit. I was like, no way.
Yeah, you got like common interests.
Yeah, because like I feel like I was the only one that read this, but I have 2 of the books, and there's 7 total, and I think it's one of those like cult classics or like cult favorites where I think they might be working on a game for it or a movie for it soon, but I feel like no one knew about it. But yeah, I read that when I was younger. So
what's it about? Is it like kind of Conan stuff?
Yeah, I would say it's like Conan and also like He-Man, because at one point he finds a sword and it turns him into a soldier fighting adult soldier.
It's transformative.
Well, he's a little kid and then he turns into a man.
Like how old? Like is it like a He-Man thing?
Yeah,
where
he's like 7 or.
Oh, is it a comic?
Yeah. See?
Oh, I thought it was like a book.
I mean, yeah, it is.
Did you find this? I see pictures. Did you find this recently in your place?
Yeah. I've had it for a while on my shelf, but I would just recently went back and like looked through it. I mean, I miss this book so much.
What's the publisher for it? If it's a comic book, do you know?
It's like the book's like this big.
It's really old, so
it's like as big as a D&D book, like.
Yeah, the thing you won't fucking teach me. Yeah, I remember.
You bought the book. You just gotta read, man.
I don't want to. I want to have someone to bond with. That's half the reason. By the way,
I'll bond you.
Shut up. Anyway, half the reason, like, sometimes I'll watch something and then, like, I don't know if you do this too, but, like, after you've seen a movie, even if you, like, whatever reaction you had of it, you immediately want to go and see, like, some of your favorite YouTubers, like, what they think of it. Yeah. Sometimes I'll check stuff out even though I wouldn't check out normally because, like, somebody that I'm into, like, it's talking about it. I'm like, whoa, cool, I want to watch this episode, so, like, this kind of seems interesting. Let me go check this out.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Well, like just stuff like reviews and things. Like sometimes I'll I'll watch a thing just to see what reactions of people I like are.
Yeah. Like if I watch something, after I watch it, depending on how I feel about it, I'll go to other YouTubers I like, or I'll just search it up and see what other people's thoughts on it, and see if I agree or not. I'll be like, oh, I saw that, or oh, well, now I see that. I did not see that before.
I see that.
Now I see that. Oh, I do declare.
Oh, I do declare.
So that's always fun. I like doing that.
Yeah, Halloween's around the corner. What is your if you could I'm sorry, hold on.
What?
Then you wait, if you would
I'm out of here.
If you could
get me out of here.
If you would you? If you could would you
kindly, would you kindly?
If you
would
could?
you kindly?
There we go. Well, yeah, it's like, would you, if you could, would you?
What do you want?
Can you answer the question? Would you, if you?
I would if I could.
Okay. But yeah, guys, look up the Emma Stone, Andrew Garfield thing where she's asking him a question. He's just like dying laughing, and Jamie Foxx is over there like confused Pikachu, being like, "What? What?" It's like, wait, what? I want to laugh, guys. But yeah,
this is loud.
It's loud. But yeah, so BioShock. Have you played all of them? I
played the first one, and I never played the second one.
Me either, because I heard it wasn't. The creator wasn't behind it, right?
Well, maybe, but the second one looked awesome, and I definitely want to play it. I just never owned it, so that's why I never played it. But I played the first one.
I had the box set,
and I think I beat the first one.
I still like fucking played the second one.
And then I played BioShock Infinite, and I got pretty good. I got pretty far on that one, but I never beat it yet.
So spoiler alert, I played the BioShock Infinite first, and then I was like, this is really good. Because I know the other ones are different, right?
Yeah, underwater.
Yeah, one's underwater, one's in the air, but like even continuity-wise, they're kind of different a little bit, or is it the same kind of?
They're entirely different stories, but yeah, the same world.
Same universe?
Yeah, same universe.
The guy who made the Pirates of the Caribbean movies at one point
Jerry Bruckheimer?
Was that him?
I think so.
There was a guy who also made the Belko experiment and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Where at one point it was Gorman or something. Anyway, I'll put the proper like descriptions of whoever these people are in the thing. But he was attached at one point to direct a BioShock movie.
Oh yeah.
If it was the first one, that one almost like literally lends itself to that. I haven't played the sequel because I heard one, it wasn't as good, and two, it wasn't by the original creator. So I'm like, I was very like brand like loyal.
And the second one's cool because you get to play as a big daddy the whole time.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So I thought that was cool. And you get to.
I'm making a face, by the way. That's why he's like going into it more.
You get the other side of the story because I feel like the big daddies are like a big part of it, with those cool like suits they have and everything, and the drills.
Yeah.
So it was nice. I haven't played it, so I don't know. But
his drink keeps falling up, by the way. Like, if you guys hear a weird noise, that's what that is.
But I would like to play 2 for sure at one point.
What's your opinion on like them? Because I feel like with some things it does definitely work. Like the whole adapting a video game that's like a long form narrative into like something that's like more than 8 hours, and trying to condense it into like a 2 hour at the most 3 hour movie. What do you think? Why does Hollywood do that? If you had to answer, probably, yeah, and like brand recognition.
The Last of Us Season 1 that they did
that was good
to condense the whole game. There was a lot I wish they added, but as you know, picking up the main plot points, they did good.
Yeah, that was one of those things.
But there was a lot of like stuff I wanted, like more infection attacks, because they only had like 2 encounters, and I was like,
it's probably a budget thing, right?
I mean, they said they wanted to focus on like the characters, but I was like, that's a big part of the game. I mean, I know games, it's meant for you to interact.
Games is meant, because a lot of the time with games, there's a lot of stuff, if you were adapting it, you would immediately cut, but in games it's interesting because you're the one consuming it and you're the one playing as the character.
Then they said it would probably get tiring if every episode was attacked by infected, but it also made the story feel like they had it really easy, like they got through the whole country.
You think that they should have been more conflict?
Yeah. At least show it. It doesn't even have to be like a main plot point. You just be in the background, like shit going down, so you understand. Like, oh, it was a long journey because they had to go across America in the game, and they made it look a little.
Wait, did they skip a lot of stuff then?
they skipped a lot of
action scenes.
Yeah, a lot of encounters. So for the show, if people didn't play the games, it made it look like, oh, they got through America really easy.
Now, I know that there's been rumors for a long time about a Legend of Zelda thing, and that actually would lend itself more because it's a more narrative-based thing, and also it's fantasy.
I like for it to be animated instead of live action.
Oh yeah, don't do live action, do animated.
Because they could do a lot more with that. Even if they had like the Spider-Verse style or just hand drawn, that'd be amazing. But
I wish there was
like Studio Ghibli shit, that'd be dope.
Yeah, thanks Shrek. Thanks Shrek for ruining everything.
Good one.
But yeah,
it's a cool place. And you say it gets cooler.
I mean, if they did a Shrek style Legend of Zelda, that'd be so funny. I'm not an errand boy. I'm a delivery boy.
I'm a delivery boy.
You just have the Irish accent for no reason.
Yeah.
Well, there's a reason. Hey.
How's that feel?
He just stabbed me, guys. Hey, get out of here. But yeah, fucking
sorry.
Quit.
Continue.
But yeah, I think that it would lend itself to animation more. Or wait, hold on. Hear me out. So, I love the whole anime thing. That sounds really cool.
Yeah.
But like, what if?
Oh no.
It was Zelda, right?
Yeah.
In his video game form. But listen, hold on, hear me out. I see you already running your fingers through your face. What if it was in the real world and we had Zelda be normal, but then he had to deal with
you mean Link?
Whatever.
You don't even know what you're talking about.
Whatever. Anyway, don't interrupt me again. And
Zelda's the princess. You wouldn't get it.
I know, shut up. Anyway, and Link and Zelda, or whatever, there you go, shut up. They were animated, but then hear me out. Are you aware of the actor James Marsden?
It sounds familiar, but I can't see a face in my head.
From the Sonic movie and such hit films as Sex Drive, or also Cyclops.
Oh yeah, I know him.
Yeah. So hear me out. I know.
You play Link?
No. Hold on. Stop. I told you not to interrupt again.
Continue.
So anyway, so he is like their companion. They show up and they're like all little, and it's in New York, and like, yeah.
The Super Mario movie with John Leguizamo.
Don't compare it to that. It's more like the Sonic movie has been popular. So our study, let's see, this is what a normal talk with a producer would be like. So our market research shows
TikTok's popping off.
Yeah, that people like the movies where it's like a live action person with like an animated character. Did you see Scooby-Doo the live action? Come on.
I mean, come on. Did you see the new Minecraft trailer where people are like busting
Oh
his
my
balls?
God! Let's talk about that. What do you think of that?
I mean, I don't know. It looks fine. I think it'd be cool if it was like.
Are you serious?
I mean, we have to wait until we see it because it feels like the Sonic where they had live action people with an animated world.
Do you think they're gonna change it? People are gonna get pissed enough that they're gonna like fuck with it a little bit?
I don't think so. I mean, people are upset, but we just have to wait until it comes out. I don't think there's enough uproar for them to change it right now. With Sonic, for sure. That shit got changed quick, but with the Minecraft...
Do you think because some people theorize that they did that intentionally?
Oh yeah, it'd be a good marketing strategy if it was.
I mean, that's a lot of money to spend on some failed effects, you know what I mean?
I mean, they could easily have the whole movie ready and then also...
But the studio that also designed that, like a different studio fixed it, is what I've heard recently. So like a separate thing.
Maybe,
They got the original studio that did that lower quality Sonic thing in the Chip and Dale movie?
Yeah,
where it was like the ugly Sonic? Yeah, they got the same studio to like do that same model but make it uglier and like worse looking, basically.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was one of those things where I'm like you ever watch a trailer and you're just like, so like no one stopped this? Like no one was just like, hey, this is not good. Maybe we should workshop this a bit. Like, you ever have that feeling when you watch a trailer sometimes?
Sure.
Name an example.
Sonic.
You hate Sonic? Wow, confirmed. Hate Sonic.
Confirmed. Hate Sonic.
Confirmed.
Gotta go fast. Gotta go faster.
But yeah, so that's the I haven't seen any of those movies. Even
Sonic
after
movies?
the thing. Yeah, are you excited for Shadow?
no. It's
Is that
Keanu Reeves. He's gonna do the voice.
Is he just gonna do his normal like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm Keanu Reeves?
I'm Keanu. Yeah, of course.
I was in the Matrix.
Yeah, he's gonna say that in the movie.
That exact thing. I was Ted. Was he Ted or was he Bill? Was Bill the other guy?
I think he was Bill. I could be wrong.
I'm pretty sure it was Ted.
Bill and Ted?
Because I think Bill was Alex Winters.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, but yeah. So like lots of exciting stuff. Were you looking forward to did you see the Batman? The movie?
Yeah, I saw the Batman with Robert Pattinson.
Are you excited for the Penguin series coming out on the 19th?
I guess it looks alright.
Wow. So anyway, like that's pretty good. Batman's not going to be in it apparently.
Yeah, I know. It's about Penguin.
Apparently he went missing or something, which is interesting after the first one because you don't really see any setup for like him, like disappearing. So I kind of hope they continue the thing of him being a symbol for hope.
Yeah,
But like
yeah.
also it's just like that kind of leads to the theories about like sorry this might be partially not the Batman but that kind of lends to
Yeah,
the theories
real
of the
good
Court
job
of Owls.
bleeding over. Real nice.
Well, we haven't done one of these in a while. All right.
Is this acting? Is this
Is this podcasting? Is this
I
TTE?
gotta throw this away.
But yeah. Anyway, hold on. Where are you going?
I gotta go over there. I gotta throw this away.
Hold on. I'm gonna pause this for. Hey guys, so we're back. So anyway,
Anyways.
we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Here we had fun at the 21 Pilots concert.
Yeah.
Definitely, they're a good show. If you ever have an opportunity to see them, go see them. But yeah,
Sorry.
so that's it for me and you. Do you have any plugs or anything you want to direct them to?
Yeah, give me the plug. No,
Your
not really.
artwork.
I mean, it's on my Insta.
And you mentioned your username.
What's that? Oh, Rogue Trip, baby.
Yeah, check him out for all his art stuff. See if maybe he'll do a commission for you or something. But yeah, anyway, this has been TT. Yeah, whatever, man.
Boy.
Yeah, whatever, man.
Ba, 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 ba.
All right.
All right.